Jerusalem. Jerusalem was full of people. The roads were dusty and covered by all type of filth. As I walked to the room, I was tired.
We were all tired and hungry. At first, I thought a servant had come as I looked over and saw a man taking off his outer robe and wrapping a towel around his waist. Then I realized, Jesus? No.
He wanted to wash my feet. I believed him to be the Messiah. And he wanted to wash my feet.
No! Stop! Lord! I was filthy. More than just my feet were dirty. He was the pure one. I was the sinner. And he wanted to. I wouldn't have dreamt of washing the other's feet.
I was unloving, unjust, blinded by my own pride. And yet, the author of life, the very Son of God, bending down and washing away my filth. This wasn't the way. This wasn't the way it was supposed to happen. This wasn't the way it was meant to be. Roman rule strengthened every day, while he just sat there and talked about peace, love, and I was ready to fight. We all were. We would have died with him.
I was ready to die for him. I was willing to stand with him and fight. Yet, he talked about being a servant, about love even for our enemies.
If he was just willing to lead us, willing to take a stand against the Romans, wasn't he claiming to be the Messiah? Didn't he have enough followers? Then what was he waiting for? I started to wonder if it was all a dream. Had I wasted 3 years of my life following a dreamer who wasn't willing to finish what he started? I grew up celebrating the Passover, the meals, the traditions, the stories. But this one was very different. The way he explained it, this Passover was very different. They didn't come to me. I approached them. I did. And at first, it really felt like the right thing to do. It didn't feel like a betrayal. It did. Betrayal? What was he talking about? I leaned over to ask, who? He then passed the bread to Judah. Was he talking in parables? Betrayal. How could one of us betray him after all we had seen? I didn't understand. But again, there were many things that I didn't understand.
Jesus took the bread and told us it was his body broken for us.
He then took the wine and said that it was his blood poured unto us.
I knew he was trying to tell us something. The intensity of his voice, the strong gaze of his eyes. I knew this was important, but
I didn't understand. I wanted to. He called me the son of thunder, but I didn't even fully understand what that meant. They were looking for a way to stop him, and I just gave them the opportunity. And I thought, you never know, maybe this is what he needed. A chance to fight, a reason to fight.
I started confessing my loyalty. I wanted him to know that if everyone else left, I would still stand with him. He could count on me. But then, he started talking about a rooster crowing.
He asked us to pray. Up in the garden, he wanted us to pray. It was so late. We had just came from the Passover, the celebration, and he wanted us to pray. But something was troubling him. So he wanted to pray.
Deny him? I will die for him. I would. Does he know me so little after all this time?
We all vowed to die for him. But we couldn't even stay awake and pray.
After all this time, he still thinks I'll deny him, desert him. Never.
When we came for him, it so happened differently than I had pictured. It was unbelievable. This wasn't happening. He didn't even fight. I tried giving back the money, The others, they deserted him. And I was left holding the seal. What have I done?
It all happened so fast. 1 minute it was a Passover, and the next I was hearing rumors of a trial, a beating, false accusations. I mean, they put a crown of thorns on his head and then led him away like a lamb for a sacrifice. But as I sat there looking at him, hanging there, all I kept thinking about was that little baby in the manger.
I went to him at night, and he spoke to me about the truth, not being afraid of the day, not being afraid of the light. I was afraid of what others would think. I did not want anyone to see me with him, to think that I didn't know if I was a follower. I had too many questions. He spoke about the wind, being born of the Spirit. I am a studied man, a well-learned intellectual, but these teachings were beyond me. He spoke about two births, but I did not understand. I wanted to, but I didn't understand.
No one hands because they want to. I did what I did and I'm not proud of it. It just happened. I'm not giving some excuse, but it just happened and I got caught. That day of my trial I couldn't eat. Hope does that to you. The hope of being pardoned even though I knew I should hang. The numb that got into me when I had crucified what I had others when I grew up. The fear that gripped me was indescribable. The fear that tries to kill you even before the nails do.
All of them could doubt and second guess, but I didn't have those questions because I knew. I knew. As I saw him hanging there, all I could remember was the manger. But you see, they think they have it all wrong. They think they believed a lie. They think they were tricked, hoping and wanting a Messiah so bad enough to conjure up a belief. But you know what? I knew.
The road was unbearable. Every step gets you closer to unrelenting torture. There was no going back. The only comfort was that it won't last. I'll die soon. I'm just gonna die soon.
God had to be with him. I told him that God has to be with you, or else you would not be able to do all these signs and wonders. And they were wonders, because the eyes opened, the blind, the deaf hearing, the lame men walking, and dead Lazarus was dead, and now he wasn't. I have never seen anything like these miracles.
I was the one Angel Gabriel came to. Oh, the majesty and wonder of that moment. The stars, the stable, the wise men, the shepherds, the manger. I knew he was the Son of God. But then again, I knew this didn't have to happen. I mean, he could have stopped them. Why? Why was this happening?
Jesus was innocent. He didn't deserve this. And the crowd, unlike any other crowd I've ever seen before, he didn't even try to defend himself, and the mob really hated him. They jeered, they spit, and even they cursed. And all he said was, "Forgive them. Who hangs on the cross because they want to?"
He was the Son of God. That baby I held in my hands was truly the Son of God.
If he could forgive the man who crucified him, I knew he could forgive me. Jesus, remember me.
On the first night that I met him, he spoke to me about the truth, not being afraid of the darkness. Here at the end, I was ashamed of my fear. I believed that he had spoken truth in him, and I wanted to honor him. So Joseph and I poured spices on his body and buried him.
Not when it was light. I had too many tears. I was afraid I wouldn't stop crying. I even brought spices for a proper burial. I had so many questions. What? Why now? Was it all a lie? I then realized that I had no answer.
Lock the door. I had ordered for them to lock it. I had believed a lie and now I knew they'd kill me too. Paranoid? Maybe. But I watched them beat him up and now I knew they'd come for me too. I denied him. God forgive me. I denied him. I was so afraid if I let them catch me, I'd deny him again.
I had every scenario in my mind. Perhaps the guards will help us roll away the stone. I hoped that they would realize that all I wanted was to anoint the body of our Lord. That was wishful thinking. Those who murdered him, be kind. I thought maybe God would give me strength to roll away the stone myself. Maybe I'd be arrested right there, or rather, be killed. Wasn't I supposed to be dead anyway, according to the Jewish law? But when I arrived at the gravesite, I realized that I was all wrong.
I had given up everything. And he just stood there. Jesus just stood there. I watched him raise Lazarus from the grave. Yet, he let himself be crucified. Why? None of this made any sense.
It was as if this nightmare wouldn't end. I started to cry louder and louder. Who's taken him? Who's taken him? Tell me who has taken away my...
He was here and everyone saw him but me. I missed it. I was too late. I guess I wasn't the favorite disciple. Whatever. I don't believe them and I won't believe them.
I was with John when the women came back from the grave. Alive? What? I ran to the tomb, but he wasn't there. I didn't know what to think. I couldn't believe. Not this time. I didn't have the strength to believe anymore.
I told them. I said that unless I see the nail marks on his hands and put my fingers where the nails were and my hand to his side, I will not believe it.
And in one last desperate breath, I asked, Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have put him, and I will go get him. It was then that the gardener turned to me and said,
Thomas!
Peter! Mary! I knew it was him when I heard him call my name.
In that instant, everything changed.
I touched his hands and feet, and I believed.
I believe he really is alive. He is alive.
I know how to doubt. My Lord understands doubt. And I'm telling you this so that you don't have to. So that you may believe that Jesus is Christ, the Son of God. And by believing, you'll have life in his name. He is alive.